Hey everybody, just wanted to do a little PowerSchool tutorial for everybody so that you could see how to maybe navigate the basics of the app. I might not be able to cover everything in this tutorial, I might think of things later, but hopefully this will get you started and you'll go from here and play around in here and see how it all works. So I'm going to assume that you know how to log into the regular PowerSchool landing page. While we're on the subject, by the way, you need to click school and change your schools if you want to find, your classes. So for instance, I'm in middle school right now, but if I were to switch to high school, it would show my computer science class. Just so you know, if you don't see one of your classes here, it's because you need to change schools. I can't fix that. I can't change that. It's just how it works. But when you click PowerTeacher Pro, you should be able to access all of your classes in one place. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So my class goes through the computer, so I don't really have any assignments for the selected reporting term, but you know what? That's great, because this will be a great way for you to see how everything goes from the beginning. Why don't we start over here with the Create button. Here in the Create button, you have the choice of choosing an assignment or a category. I have a separate screencast that I made that specifically deals with how to create categories from the beginning of the year and then have them ready to go, that they're weighted a certain way or whatever. That involves naming your category whatever you want, choosing a color what you want, and in the default, the assignment defaults saying what you want the scoring and the weight to be. So for instance, if you did 10 points for scoring, but then you added weight and said that really it's only 25% of your grade, every time you have something that's in this category, then I could save that category. And then every time that I do something from that category, I just click an assignment and select that category, which we'll see here. We are going to create an assignment, and then in the assignment is where you select categories. So I have some built-in ones already here, Rashi sheets from my Bible classes last year, and it knows what to already weigh them at. So when you're doing something, let's say you have homework and your assignment name is, I don't know, thought question. Once you make a thought question homework and you assign you could decide you want points or percentage, then you can say your entry points, my homeworks are all out of 2 points, so let's just do that. You count it in the final grade or don't count it, that's up to you. Sorry, let's ignore that for now. Let's say that you count this in the final grade and you go ahead and click what day you want it due for. So I'll say Thursday, September 7th, 2017. And you could also put a little description in here. You can also, in the Students tab, decide who you want to assign it to. I can say Show Selected Students and apply it to all students. And then I can also add or remove students over here by deciding individual students I want to assign it to. Usually you assign your assignments to everybody, so you won't have to do this. Standards, don't ask me about that. I don't know how those work, and I don't know if any of you are using them. I'm willing to look into it further, but you and I will be at the same starting place for that. So you could also look into it yourselves if you so desire. And then you also can say publish assignment immediately or on a specific date, on a due date, or never if it's something that you want to go in and manually decide when you want to publish it. So you're on your assignments and then you say save. And now my thought question assignment was created successfully. Here, if I click on the thought question assignment, I will then see that all of the children are listed here, and then I can start filling in their scores. Right? That is the easiest way to do it, and you can save and do it that way. In your interface here, you have the option of looking at your grading by assignment list, which is I only have one here, or by students. By under your grading, you can do by score sheet, which would list all of your assignments. So here, I only have the thought question thing done here. But if I had a second assignment, I would be able to be filling in, grades for all the different assignments. It also calculates the grades as you go along, just like your other score sheets. Under grading, you can also look at categories where you can edit your different categories here by doing this button, Edit, right? And that's where you go in and fix your categories and change them the way you want them. Under Students, you can look at your assignments by student. So you could say Edon Bibbins assignments, I could see all the ones that he's done. And then I can easily filter through each student that I want by clicking that arrow here, choosing, oh, now I want to see Rafi's assignments, right? So that's something you can do under students. Standards progress, again, that's up to you. Comment log is where you'll do for report cards. But an easier way to do report cards is to go back to the score sheet. Then when you want to click on it, you can click on a student, sorry, you can click on on the grade, and then here is where you would put in your comments. Okay, and that is what gets logged for your final report card grades. That's very important. That is where, and then you'll see there's a little balloon now that shows up over here that indicates that you have a comment registered for that student. Progress is, I guess you could do that by, let's just discard our changes here. Progress is also, you could see how each kid's doing or how people are by class. These, again, are things you can look to through yourself and play around with more. I'm sort of just giving you the basics here. Here is where you go for individual student reports, and that way you could print the things that you print for parent-teacher conferences. So if you go ahead and call it whatever you want, say that you want a bisection of student, this might look very similar to what you're used to from PowerTeacher, the old PowerTeacher. If you remember that, it's just different bubbly buttons, but it's the same idea. And then you would click Run Report, and it would generate a PDF for you. Then under settings, you could change with your display settings, your class descriptions, and your your grade calculations. But I think this has sort of sufficed as a way for you to get started with what you're looking at in PowerSchool. One important thing that I didn't mention is this is the drop down where you choose which classes you want to be working in. So you switch classes up here, and this is a high school class and a junior high class for me, and these are where I go between them, and then I can do what I need to do. In my Mishta class here, you could see that I have something from when I was doing a tutorial for grade weighting. So I never deleted this assignment from my 6th grade girls class that I was making as an example to show grade weighting. But here you can see in the assignment list, if you go to the score sheet, you will see that I now have 2 assignments listed here, and I can start filling them in as I go along. So I just thought hopefully this will give you a good basis from which to play around inside PowerSchool for yourself. But the important things I think to remember are the Create button up here. I want to get out of this, so I'm gonna, the Create button up here, and your class jumper thing, as well as your grading by assignment list and score sheet and categories, and your student list by assignments, and so on and so forth. Hopefully this was a good tutorial, or good enough anyway, and you can now go on from here and explore on your own. Have a great day.